under the ruins of a walled city, crumbling towers in beams of yellow light. No flags of truce, no cries of pity. The siege guns have been pounding all through the night. It took a day to build this city. We walked through its streets in the afternoon. As I returned across the fields I'd known, I recognized the walls that I once laid. I had to stop in my tracks for fear of stalking on the mines I'd laid. And if I built this fortress around your heart, encircled you in trenches and barbed wire, then let me build a bridge, for I cannot fill this chasm. And let me set the battlements on fire. And then I went off to fight some battle that I had invented inside my head. A waif so known for years and years, you probably thought I even wished that I was dead. And while the armies were all sleeping beneath the tattered flags that we had made, I had to stop in my tracks for fear of walking on the mines I'd laid. And if I built this fortress around your heart, encircled you in trenches and barbed wire, then let me build a bridge, for I cannot fill this chasm. And let me set the battlements on fire. This prison has now become your home, a sentence you seem prepared to pay. It took a day to build this city. We walked through its streets in the afternoon. As I returned across the lands I'd known, I recognized the fields where I once played. I had to stop in my tracks for fear of walking on the mines I'd laid. And if I built this fortress around your heart, encircled you in trenches and barbed wire, then let me build a bridge, for I cannot fill this chasm. And let me set the battlements on fire. Hey, is this thing on? Oh, not even plugged in. Anyhow, that was Fortress Around Your Heart by Stang. Been working on that. Hope it wasn't too arduous, wasn't too terrifying like war itself. It's periods of long boredom punctuated by intense bouts of terror, or so I've heard. Let's see. So, yeah, pulled out the Samson G-Track Pro last night because I'm recording a song, first time in a number of months. Shit. Might be the first one since, we did one during the plague, and I think this is the first one. So anyway, what I did was I went and I tracked everything. It's another cover song. It's not this one, but it is another Stang title. And what I did was I tracked it, and it's kind of difficult because it's an extended version of the song. There's a lot of repetition, and so when you're doing that, I have the tendency to lose track of where I am, as a matter of fact. So what I did, there's a cool little function on this mic here where you can record voice, use the microphone and the in jack, which is over here. don't know if you can see right there. See that? So I was playing guitar and singing at the same time, just sort of a scratch track to lay a foundation for the song. And I'm like, oh wow, I did it. So on the first try, I was able to get everything in the right place. And so then I went over and played a better guitar track. And what else did I do? So that was all good and ready to go. I deleted any extraneous parts, other drum samples from provided by the inimitable Pierre Peluche. And I made a mistake, and I think I know what it is. What I did was I unplugged this before quitting Audacity, which is the software I use to record. Audacity is really good. It's sort of like the simple text of audio. I like it. It's you can't really do anything with it. That's not true. You can put different effects on it, but every time you put an effect, it's baked in. That means that it's done. It's really old school. But you can put as many tracks as you want, as much as your computer processor can handle. And so I went to open it, and I had lost everything. And man, it's just like, oh. But I think I was able to remain stoic about it. And have you ever heard the parable of the Chinese farmer? So I was thinking, so I thought of that and thought, well, maybe there's a good reason, or maybe it's a good thing that I lost that work. The parable of the Chinese farmer, if you aren't familiar with it, it goes something like, the neighbors come up to the farmer and say, oh, well, who's building a fence around his horse corral, horse pen? Where do you keep horses? And I'm trying to think of the word. There must be a word for that. But so the neighbor said, oh, well, you must be very proud of yourself. You built such a fine, sturdy fence. You'll be able to make sure that your horses won't escape. Next morning comes in, turns out that the horses were, in fact, able to exploit a weakness in the fence and broke through and all ran off. Neighbor came over and said, oh my goodness, what a tragedy. It seems like you've lost all your horses, even though you've built such a fine fence. And the farmer says, well, maybe. Next day, horse comes back, brings 3 other horses with it, and he gets them into the pen, and shuts the gate, which he had repaired and so forth. Neighbor comes over, oh, what a wonderful situation. Your horse ran away but came back with 3 more. You've quadrupled your fortune overnight. Farmer says, yeah, maybe. Next day, the farmer's son is sort of a cowpoke, and so what he does is he's in charge of breaking the horses. That means training them, not actually breaking them. And he gets thrown by one of the horses, breaks his leg. Neighbor comes over and says, oh my goodness, what a tragedy. Your fine young strong son has been hobbled for the coming months at least. Farmer's like, I don't know what the son said about this, but farmer's like, yeah, maybe. So next day, a bunch of soldiers ride up on horses, and they're conscripting young fighting age men for the next war. And of course, the son isn't able to go because he's got a broken leg. Neighbor comes over and says, oh, what great fortune, your son was spared the risk of war. And what does the farmer say? Maybe. So anyway, it goes on and on like that. And so that was sort of the attitude that I had about losing that work. But anyway, I'm going to track this up, this cover. I'm working on it. I've got a dream team in mind. It's going to be the inimitable Pierre Peluche on drums and keys. It's going to be Bossman Kyle on bass perhaps, and backing vocals perhaps, or whatever he wants perhaps, maybe. I want Cara and Paula and this other chick in Italy to do the backing vocals. And I want Lucas to do jazzy guitar. This is my dream team. What I was trying to do was I was trying to get it done because my friends Evan and Paige are leaving. They're actually on a plane right now, going back to New York, but they're both sort of into the musicality, and I wanted them to track on it, but I lost all the work and wasn't able to edit anything anyway, and my trackings aren't up to snuff yet, And so maybe that's a good thing. Oh, looks like someone's here on the Book of Faces. Please do say hello. Unfortunately, I've only got half a minute left. So if you have any questions or greetings or well wishes for the world, we would love to partake of that. And I don't know if anyone's over here on the... No. So what I'd like to end this out is by saying that if I build... Well, it's not going to happen today. Oh well. Enjoy. Ciao for now.